Yeah, as I said, in many of the programming languages, unlike a Java or some other programming languages, it is quite common to assign a value for a variables. Let's take an example called I'm going to assign a value for a variable called age. So this is a variable called age. So I am assigning a value for an age as 25. So it's of integer data types, right? So I need to convert this data type into a floating point called a I need to convert the age as 25.6, which eventually says 25 years, 6 months, right? So the process of converting a data type from one format to another, the process of converting a variables of one predefined data type into an another type is called as a type conversion. So it is called as a type conversion. So this type conversion is also called as a casting. So this type conversion is also called as a casting or a type casting. So type conversion is also called as a type casting. So the process of converting a value from one data type to another data type is known as a type conversion. Then the second point is type conversion is also known as a type casting, or in other words it's simply called as a casting. Then if two data types, if I considered any two data types, then two data types are said to be compatible with each other, then Java will perform conversion automatically or implicitly. So there are two different types of actions will taken up when they are compatible. One is either the conversion will taken up automatically, or else the conversion will taken up implicitly. So there are two different ways of conversions will taken up. Firstly, Java will perform conversion based automatically, or else it will implicitly going to take a conversions. So we can, by using this automatically or implicit conversions, we can easily convert a primitive data type into another primitive data type. So as I said, it is a conversion of data type. By using this automatically or implicit conversion, we are going to convert a primitive data type into another primitive data type. So we are going to convert, it helps to convert one primitive data type into another primitive data type. So this can be done easily by using a type conversions or type casting. So unlike a primitive data type, it is also helps to convert non-primitive data types. So it also helps to convert non-primitive data types. So which are the non-primitive data types? For example, either it's an arrays or strings or pointers. All these are non-primitive data types. So uh, I'm going to summarize about this. That is, type conversion is a process of converting one data type into another data type. So it's a conversion of a value of a particular way, assigning a variable of one predefined data type into another predefined data types. So if two different data types are compatible with each other, then the conversion will taken up with two different processes. One is the conversion is taken up automatically, and the second one is either it can be taken up implicitly. So by using this type conversion, we can simply convert the primitive data type into another primitive data types. And this type conversion is also helps to convert the non-primitive data types also. So the next point is, if once it is converted automatically, then the programmers need to typecast them explicitly. So they need to typecast it explicitly. So this type conversion, as I said, it is related to the conversion of one data type into another data types. So the typecasting in this typecasting can be taken up with two different types. One is with narrowing type conversions and another one with widening type conversion. So that once when I say about a narrowing, it will a conversions from double to a byte. Then if I say from widening, then it is from byte out of double. So these are the two different typecasting mechanisms. So let's start discussing with this type conversions and what do you mean by an automatic, or what is implicit conversions, what is explicit conversions and all. So let's move on. Yeah, we will discuss with respect to a Java's automatic conversion. So what do you mean by automatic conversion? So without any user intervention, it will taken up automatically. So when one type of data is assigned to another type of variables, at that particular point of time, the conversion will take place if the following two conditions are met. So they need to assign the values, or they need to convert based on these two conditions, and the conditions are the two types are compatible, the two data types. So whatever the data type that we are going to consider are compatible with each other, then the destination type is larger than the source type. So before we are going to convert, or once the conversion is taken up, then we need to keep in your mind that after the conversion, the destination type, the data type of a destination is always larger than the source type. So it is always larger than the source type. So as I said, what does it mean is, when I talk about when I consider an example of int and double. So I can automatically convert the type int into a double, because double is larger than the int, right? Double is eventually larger than int. So in other cases, if I want to convert double into int, then it is not possible, because the destination type, that is an integer, is having a smaller value when I compare to the source type called double. So when I want to convert anything, any data types automatically, then the destination type is always larger than the source type. So the destination type is always larger than the source type. So when these two conditions are met, a widening conversions will taken place. So when these two conversions are taken up, when these two conditions are met, at that point of time, it will going to take a widening conversion. So the name itself says widening conversion. So widening is nothing but smaller to longer. So it is converting data types from smaller to longer. So the source type will have a smaller data type when compared to a destination type. So as I said, int data type is always large enough to hold all valid byte values. So when I compare with int and byte, so here they are going to consider that two different data types called integer and byte. So no explicit cast statement is required, since type int is larger than byte. So there is no conversion, there is no automatic conversions were taken up. So for widening conversion, the numeric types includes integers and floating point types are compatible with each other. So the conversions between integers and floating point can easily taken up with respect to widening conversions. So there is no conversions with respect to a char and boolean. So character and booleans are not compatible, whereas integers and floating points are compatible with each other. So Java also performs an automatic conversions when storing a literal integer constant into a variable type, byte, short, long, or char. Since storing a literal integer constant, so integer constant will have a larger value when compared to a type byte, short, long, or char. So Java will eventually performs an automatic conversions of this integer literal into a byte, short, long, or char. So this is about a automatic conversion. So the main thing that you have to remember is, in order to have automatic conversion, it must satisfies with two different conditions. One is the two different types are compatible with each other, and the destination type is always larger than the source type. So in order to convert any two data types, then it must be larger than the source type. So the destination is larger than the source type. So this is about an automatic conversions in Java. So this is about automatic conversions in Java. So next we'll go with incompatible conversion. So as this is all about a type if they are incompatible. So let's discuss with what if the types are incompatible. So casting incompatible data types. So as we have discussed, automatic type conversions are very useful. But they are not fulfill all needs. For example, if I want to assign, well, let me take an example scenario. If I want to assign an int value, if I want to assign an int value to a byte, then as I said, these conversions will not perform automatically since this byte, the destination node, is having a smaller instance. Yes, right. So this byte is smaller when I compare to my source data type, that is int. So this is the larger value when I compared with byte. So the conversions is not possible since the main two conditions is two data types are compatible, and here the int and byte are compatible, but here what they are supposed, what is the main condition that it doesn't satisfy is the destination is not having a larger value when I compared with this my source value, right? So this type of conversion is called as a narrowing conversion. So this type is always called as a narrowing type conversion. So this type of conversion is called as a narrowing type conversion. So we have discussed with widening conversions with respect to an automatic conversion. So casting incompatible types will lead to a narrowing conversions. So casting incompatible type will makes to go with narrowing conversions. Here an explicit making the value narrower so that it will fit into a target type. So let's discuss with this. So a cast, what do you mean by a cast? A cast is an instruction which is given to the compiler in order to convert one type into another. So here we are going to use a casting mechanism in order to convert one type of a data type into another. Thus it requires an explicit type conversion. Here which is the explicit type conversion is narrowing conversion. So narrowing conversion is to explicitly make the value narrower. So for this casting incompatible type, we have a general syntax or the general form, and that general form will say that it's a target type into a value, target type and value, where this target type will specify the desired data type and the value will specify the value which is assigned to the particular target type. So let's take an example here. To convert the type of an expression called x or x by y into an int, here what they eventually do is we are going to truncate the values. So here I'm going to convert the double into a I'm going to convert the value of a double into an int by using a casting incompatible type. So this is an example of casting incompatible type. So let's move on. Let's move on. Next, we have an automatic type promotion in expression. So with respect to an expression, till now we have discussed with two different types of conversion. One is widening conversions and another one is narrowing conversions. So apart from those conversions, this type conversions may also found in case of an expression. So other than data types, other than the values which are assigned, these conversions will also occur in expressions. So For example, in arithmetic expression, it involves more than one operator. So some intermediate operation may also exist. So here, take an example. Here we have an arithmetic operation. Yes, right. So here an intermediate operator may exceed the size of an operand. So by using this operator, it will exit different results, right? So there are some conversions which are occur with respect to an expression. So let's start discussing what this type conversions in expressions. So here, as I said, type conversion is also occur in expression. So in an expression, a precision required of an intermediate value will sometimes exceed the range of either the operand. So precision, the fixed precision is sometimes will exceed the range of an operand. So when I going to, in order to examine this, let's consider this example. Here, the result of A into B is 40 into 50, right? So here, the result is obtaining by combining the values, by multiplying the values of A and B. And then it exceeds the range. Yes, right? So eventually have a byte integer data type called byte for A and data type byte for B. Yes. So it eventually exceeds the range. That is, as I said, the byte will eventually starts from minus 128 to plus 127. So from the previous session, we have been get to know this ranges, right? So the range of this byte is minus 127 to plus 127. Yes, right? So when I calculate this, when I multiply this A cross B, will obtain a value which are larger enough when I compared with the range of a particular values, right? So I eventually get on obtaining A cross B, I eventually get 2000. Yes, right. 40 into 50. What is 40 into 50? Calculate what is apply here. What is 40 into 50? So what is 40 into 50? I eventually obtained here as 2000. But here, what is the range of a byte? So the range will eventually says it will start from minus 128 to plus 128. But here the range is exceeds the precisions of a byte. So this is how we are going to use the automatic type promotion in case of an expression. So here, in such a situation where the precision will exceed the range, in such situation, Java will promote this byte value into the value which is assigned. Here it is changes with respect to a double, right? So it will eventually convert. So it is automatically converts this byte value into a other predefined set of data types. So this is how the automatic conversions is taken up in case of a expression. So that as I said, the result of intermediate term, that is A cross B, will easily exceeds the range of its byte operand. Then to handle these kinds of problems, Java will automatically promote each byte, short or char operand to int when evaluating an expression. So whenever we're talking about an automatic conversions with respect to an expression, it eventually converts all the values. It eventually converts each byte, short and int into an each byte, short and char operand into an int. So this is about an automatic type conversions with respect to a expression. So this is how the automatic conversions will taken up with respect to an expression. So let's move on. So let's move on with the next thing. So next we have type promotion rules. So next we have a type promotions rules. So we have set of rules with respect to a type promotions, that too with respect to expression. So we have a certain rules, that too with respect to expressions. So these are the rules with respect to a type conversions in expressions. So the first one is all the byte, short and char values are promoted into int. So what that means is, if suppose byte, short or char are used in a mathematical expression, Java will automatically convert the result into an integer values. If I use the byte anywhere in our mathematical in conversion, then it automatically convert into an integer. So if suppose have given a short, then also it will convert into an integer, and same for a char. So if in any of a mathematical expression with respect to a type conversion, at that point of time, the Java will automatically convert all the byte, short or character values into a integer values. So the next point is, if one operand is a long, the whole expression is promoted to long. So what that means is, if a single long is used anywhere in an expression, for example, if I have a different expression, if I used anywhere across in our expression called long, so the entire expression will going to convert into a long value. So if in a single expression, or if only one long is used anywhere in my expression, then the whole expression is converted into a long. The whole expression is converted or promoted into a long data types. So next is, one operand is a float, then entire expression is converted to floating point values. If a float, for what is this point says is, if a float operand is used in anywhere in an expression, then the whole expression is converted into a floating point values. The next is, if any of operand is double, then the result is double. So if any operand is double, then the resultant is promoted to a double value. So these are the different type promotions rule with respect to expressions. So some we have a Java's widening conversions. So what it says is, it eventually starts from a byte to a short, an int, a long, a float or a double. So it eventually starts from a byte to a short, to an int, to a long, a float and a double. So the conversions from byte to short, int, long, float and double. So it will truncate the conversion. So it will eventually truncate the conversions. So the second is from a short to an int, a long, a float or double. So if I take a byte, so how it is here have a byte. So this byte will eventually convert into a short, then from short to int, then from int to long, then from long to float, then from float to double. So similarly, what the second widening conversions rule says, it will eventually convert from short to int, to long, long to float, float to double. So if the specified conversions will happening from int, then int to long, long to float, float to double. Similarly, if it is long, then long to float, float to double. If it is float, then it is float to double. So this is how the widening conversions will taken up with respect to a Java's type conversions. So this is how the widening conversions will taken up. So this is about a type casting and type conversions in Java. Thank you all for your kind attention.